One day I was just like watching YouTube and I found Aero, and as soon as I saw like one video, I was like, what? Something's different here. Like he's talking about different stuff. Like it's a new concept that I haven't heard. And
when we started, you did quick progress at the start. Like you were like always like telling me about like I found this muscle, or I never moved my body in this way, and you were always talking about. So like,
I mean that initial phase, like the very first phase that you go through, well, like that someone could potentially go through when they start to do your stuff, is like you really get to know your body.
Yeah.
Because like when you do like what most people do, what I certainly do, you know, you just do your typical pull-ups and your bench press, and you don't really like get to know your body. You just learn to use it in this one way. But after that, it's like, you know, all these muscles like all over your body just like activate. It's like this new part of your brain just goes zzz, and it's like online, and like your whole body just like bit by bit goes online. Like every day you're like, whoa, what's this? Found that other quadricep that I didn't have, and now I can like move my like I learned to rotate my hip joint area. Like it's incredible.
That was an incredible explanation, because like that's exactly what is the first thing that you notice like in the start. Okay, so we are really, everything that we do is getting to really know the body and learning to connect to it and use it. And in this case, we didn't need that much like the more like free movement. We wanted to get something that's more precise, because there was so much, you know, kind of weakness. And if you have a lot of weakness in these areas, it's really hard to start moving freely. So we had like this foundational phase. I mean, pretty much we followed like the guidelines, principles laid out in the Athlete 20XX. And we use like those principles to really get like fix, like laser focus on some of the weak areas and get it like the bigger picture and build strength or control everywhere. So
like you've got this like a repertoire, or like this big toolbox of like all these particular exercises. So I'm like, you know, I would have experiences like, oh, you know, I'm starting to sense that there's like this area of muscle here, but it's like tight and restricted. Like, and you'd be like, well, you just need to do this particular exercise here. Like, like that you'll look ridiculous doing in the gym in front of everyone.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes. But luckily, a lot of that stuff is something that you can do at home as well. So it's like,
yeah, you can make so much progress with your stuff just at home, like just walking around, like walking around your apartment or whatever, and you know, just laying on your bed and like practicing like some squeezing exercise. Like you make all this.
Yeah, something like you can integrate in everyday life. Like that's a huge part that I try to. Like the more you can do stuff in your free time spontaneously, the kind of better it is.
The thing is that you have these concepts that are just like outside of the mainstream. Like I can go on YouTube all day and I can look up like sore shoulder fix or something like that, and all I'm going to find is like stretch the shoulders, like go like this or something like that, or I'm going to find like do shoulder rolls or something like that. But and it's those kind of abilities, like weird things like the ability to stabilize the spine, that are like so important in like performing movements and, you know, doing athletic stuff compared to like the typical stuff that people teach, just like typical strengtheners and stretches, you know.
Yeah, it needs to be like a bit deeper, I think, usually to understand it, and not just understand on a level of detail, which is like, because the detail is kind of superficial, not just like the technique, but the what is behind. So that's why, you know, usually put a lot of emphasis on trying to get you so that you understand the principles and the sort of the methods that we're actually using, because the exercises are kind of like more on surface level, and how we do it, what we apply, you know, the approach, or is it soft, do we squeeze, do we stabilize? So that's like what really makes it work then.
Yeah.
We took away a bit of the fixing, went back to the sort of movement approach.
Yeah, we moved into a new phase where like I'm actually learning to do like more advanced things, and like really quickly as well. You know, you get this like confidence, and you know your body. You can really learn movements yourself. Like you can engineer your whole performance once you've got this foundation.
You have a better connection, and you have much less actually restrictions. You have much less anything between progressing.
The progress is so fast now. It's just so quick. It's like I can't believe how fast I'm learning new things after just having this like nice foundation. I mean, if I can just mention, like, if anyone thinks about like Athlete 20XX, it's like I've looked through it, of course, and like you know, it's more than just a workout pattern, because you're explaining these concepts. Like every exercise, you've got like supportive content that explains like what you're focusing on, you know, what mistakes to avoid, and it's like it's got all the it's got all the stuff in it so that you don't just launch into a program. Like I had other programs before and I'd be like, okay, do the workout. Nope. You know, do it wrong, injury, whatever. But this like, it really guides you through principles, you know. Yeah. After you get through this foundational phase, like after you get to know your body and like it feels like all your muscles are just lighting up. You got this mind muscle connection all over your body. Like it gives you this new confidence in your ability to make quite advanced progress. Like you think about like what your performance could potentially be in a year and you're like, wow, like this is amazing. Like wow, I can really do this stuff. Yeah.
It's true. It transfers to every physical activity, like the things that you learn, like you can start, you know, if you want to start like a dance or some other sport, all the knowledge kind of and the strength will transfer to that. So that's also like, it just opens up like such a vast road where you can progress to many things.